Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Where are we going?
Byron Bay.
Byron Bay! Hey! So Murray and I did go to Byron Bay and Murray has left me. Murray went to army camp for 5 weeks and left me here alone. So I thought I could tell the story of Murray and I's Byron Bay trip for our 3-year anniversary. Yes, I'm a Sagittarius and I've been with a Scorpio for 3 years. They need that in the Guinness Book of World Records. Murray and I's anniversary is actually on New Year's Day. That is because Murray was super romantic with it and asked me out when the fireworks went off on New Year's Eve. Really easy to remember. Good one, Murray. We were all booked in to go to Byron Bay. So I got packed 30 minutes before we had to leave as per usual. And Murray and I left on our exciting trip to Byron Bay. You excited? Wow! So this was supposed to be like a romantic getaway, a very chill, nice, calming holiday, but it was not that. The second we got into the car, we got about 3 hours into our 10-hour trip. Murray was controlling the aux. I just kind of lost it. And I told him I needed him to drive because I needed to be in charge of the music. My map played me. So at 8 p.m. we were driving in the dark in this random town in the middle of nowhere trying to get back onto the motorway, which literally ended up adding an hour onto our drive. I knew that like Murray just kind of needed to be on his own in that moment, so I just put on a podcast. We just did not talk. And we finally got into Byron Bay and I was like, okay, we're here. We're gonna get to our Airbnb. Turns out our Airbnb was 40 minutes away from Byron Bay. And then the roads start taking us into the mountains. And I start seeing Buddhas everywhere. Every single person's driveway had a Buddha on it. And I was like, oh my God, we're entering a commune right now. Just turns out that everyone in Byron Bay is Buddhist for some reason. It was like 11 p.m. Poor Airbnb guy had stayed up for us so he could show us around. We had booked a yurt. And if you don't know what a yurt is, it is like a circular tent slash hut. This place was kind of advertised as like a spiritual getaway. So we meet our host, let's call him Paul. We get in the yurt and Paul was like, oh, it looks like you guys have a visitor. And we were like, what? And there is a snake on the ground in our yurt. Now, don't get me wrong, I am Australian. I have seen snakes before. I absolutely pooed myself when I saw this snake on the ground. And Paul literally asked Murray, have you ever handled snakes before? Because he didn't know how to get the snake out of the yurt. They had like this pole with a hook on the end. Swear to God, it almost bit Murray at one point. And Murray and I were kind of just like, oh my God, what have we gotten ourselves into? Paul managed to get the snake out of the yurt. Absolute legend, hero. I just want to say, I thought the people at this Airbnb were lovely. It was just really bad timing for that to happen on the first night that we were there. So the snake had scared the poo out of me, so I had to go to the toilet. I was on the toilet minding my own business and I watched as this spider crawled from behind the door, grabbed this fly with its little pincher things and just ate it right in front of me. And I was just sitting there like,
I'm scared.
So Murray and I decided to do some exploring. We are Steve Irwin in the middle of a documentary right now.
Murray and I are in the wild. We've just heard something up in the trees. I think it's the infamous drop bear.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh.
They're kissing. Oh my God, it's eating
Is
the
it?
other spider.
That's fucked up.
Look, a lizard. Oh my God. Oh my God, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, no. Don't go near the spider. Oh my God. What is going Mari and I have been here for like 30 minutes. Guys, we've just seen our first frog. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I did not know that toads was something that you ever needed to watch out for, but apparently we need to make sure we don't step on cane toads. I just hope I see Chris Hemsworth tomorrow. And this kind of set the tone for our whole trip. In Byron Bay, it is just wet, stinking hot. So I woke up in the middle of the night, drenched in my own sweat. But Mari and I had survived our first night of Byron Bay. Good morning, good morning. The sun is up, the chickens are out. Oh, not just the chickens, the peacocks are out. And the peacocks would show up in the strangest places. Like you would look away and look back and it would be on the roof. We decided that we would start by going into town. Everybody looked the same. Linen, clothing everywhere. Everybody had that Bondi Sands deep tan on. All of the boys had hair down to here. And Mari and I were intimidated, to say the least. It was like we were stepping into an Ocean Alley music video. I mean, what did we expect? Something I love about Byron Bay is most of the cafes are vegan or have vegan options. So we went to this little breakfast spot. Mari got a beer and a burger. I got like this corn and zucchini burger, which actually wasn't that good. Was looking around at the men around me. 50% of them were topless. And I wasn't enjoying it. I don't need to see your nipples at 10 a.m. So Mari and I drove to Cape Byron, which is the lighthouse, the most easterly point of Australia. And I tried to film up of the top of Cape Byron, but it was so windy, you really couldn't hear much of what I was saying. There was also wild turkeys running around. Don't know what that's about, but apparently there's wild turkeys in Byron Bay. But then we got to the most easterly point. The water was blue, crystal clear. There was seals playing around in the water. It was like a movie. Speaking of movies, Byron Bay is actually where Chris Hemsworth lives, as in Thor Chris Hemsworth. Out of the blue, Mari was like, okay, let's go look for Chris Hemsworth's house. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go look for his house. And managed to find an address. And then we got there and there was literally like a family on the balcony. And I was like, that's not Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth has moved into a new house. So I was like, okay, let's go find this house. Every time I see a guy walk past, I immediately assume that it's Chris Hemsworth. But it never is Chris Hemsworth. He probably hides out in his house for the entire holiday season. So it turns out that Chris Hemsworth lives in like a gated community. I'm pretty sure Zac Efron rented one of the houses in that gated community, but they own an entire beach. So that's Chris Hemsworth's actual house and it has a gate so you can't go in. Mari and I were contemplating going in on foot and jumping over the gate, but then we figured there'd probably be cameras. We were not going to risk it. But then it was time to like go home, have a rest in our sweaty yurt. That night, the yurt did leak. It wasn't on our luggage. So I thank Buddha for that one. Mari and I were still in high hopes, and the next morning we wanted to go for a swim because it was stinking hot. So Mari and I are walking through the rainforest right now. You might be wondering why. We were looking for a spot called... I actually don't want to reveal the name of it because it was kind of a little town secret. And it was supposed to be a 15-minute loop walk. So we went to the trail that it said it was on. And I'd say we've been walking for like 30 minutes now. So I don't know if we went the wrong way. And now we've got to walk 25 minutes uphill to get back to the car. Now you're just showing off. Wait for me. Where is this freaking waterfall? Like, let's just drive a little bit further. And there is an identical sign that has a bunch of cars parked next to it. So Mari and I didn't even feel like swimming anymore. We were so tired after that walk that we just decided to like drive around, and we found this little town called Mullumbimby, which was a random find, but sometimes like the random finds are the best. Mari and I, after shopping and having a little feed, decided that we still really wanted to go swimming. So we went to the waterfall that we had been avoiding. It is like the most popular waterfall in Byron Bay. It's called Killen Falls. But this waterfall was amazing. The water was like perfect. It was super romantic, and Murray and I were just floating together in the water, looking up at the beautiful jungle and wildlife around us. And it was like one of my favorite points of the entire trip. Oh my God. And then you could go up to the top of the waterfall and look down, which was also beautiful. Byron Bay is just like a fairy tale land, honestly. Soon enough, it was New Year's Eve and it was time for us to celebrate our anniversary. And Murray didn't plan anything and I hadn't planned anything either. Murray was okay with this. I was not. I decided last minute that I wanted to eat somewhere if it killed me. So I called up every place in Byron Bay trying to book somewhere for dinner, and every place was booked out because it was New Year's Eve. We ended up going into the city right after going to the waterfall. Everybody was dressed up in their New Year's Eve attire, and Murray and I stank like dirty water and BO. So Murray and I decided we were gonna do some last minute shopping and get ourselves an outfit to go out for dinner tonight. We went to the only store that was open, and that was Gander. Murray got these little cute shorts. I don't know why they're at my house, but it's the only part of him that's with me right now. I got the only thing you are allowed to buy in Byron Bay from Gander, which is apparently linen. I got slouchy white dress. This is kind of my Raggedy Ann dress. And then I got these shorts, also linen. And I got this midi skirt and then this tie-up blouse. And it like ties up like that. We were just looking super cute. I don't know how we got this lucky, but there was this one burger spot that for some reason had nobody in there, even though the burgers were super good there. Like, it was delicious. We decided to go on the beach. I don't know if it was schoolies or what it was, but there was drunk teenagers shoulder to shoulder everywhere. I say drunk teenagers, I was literally a teenager like 2 years ago, but still. Murray and I were just romantically sitting there holding hands, celebrating our 3-year anniversary, reminiscing. And then everyone started counting down and it hit 2021. I actually met a subscriber as we were leaving, so hey, if you're watching this. As soon as we knew it was our second last day at Byron Bay and we decided that we wanted to go swimming. We were hungover. We just wanted to have a dip in the ocean. So we went to the beach and it was so beautiful. It was like the perfect temperature. I'm sure there were sharks, but we were just living our best lives. I did some modeling on the beach. We both had a great time. Afterwards, Murray and I literally had nothing to do, so I was searching up online other things that you can do in Byron Bay, and it came up with this place called Bexhill Quarry. Apparently there's like unsafe metals in the water, but it turns it this beautiful bright turquoise color, and it was so nice to swim in. Somebody had even made this really weird floating toy made out of milk cartons that Murray and I floated around on. So I don't recommend swimming in Bexhill Quarry, but I also recommend swimming in Bexhill Quarry because it's really pretty. Something that was amazing about Byron Bay is the shopping. Byron Bay does not cater for girls my size most of the time, but I found this place called This and That Boutique where they had a sales rack out the front, and I got this dress and I got some pictures in it, and I love this dress. It's so pretty and unique. So it was the 1st of January now, and we decided to like book a nice dinner. This place was called Treehouse on Belongal, and it had wood-fired pizzas, and oh my God. When I say it was the best pizza I have ever tasted in my life, I literally can still imagine it. It was beautiful. Yummy. One of the girls working there recognized me from YouTube, and it just was like meant to be. That night, Murray and I went and looked at a lookout. We had a little walk around, looked at the bush turkeys. We sat on the beach and held hands. It made me realize that even though so many things did go wrong, in the end, we had each other, and that's all that mattered. That was so cheesy. So that is how Byron Bay went. I know that I did not post videos for a while. This is where I was. I hope you guys liked today's video. It was a little bit different than usual. I've never done a story time before, so I hope I managed to stay kind of on topic. If you're watching this, the people who own the yurt, thank you. Comment down below and let me know what you did for New Year's Eve. Like this video if you enjoyed watching, and subscribe if you haven't already, and join our family of all shapes and sizes. You are welcome here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye guys.